So recently I picked up the Anker Everfrost 2 58-liter cooler, and I was trying to find different ways I wanted to charge it. I have a power station and solar panels, but those solar panels won't work to charge the cooler. They are too big, too high capacity, whatever you want to call them. They're 350 watt, the cooler can only handle 100 watt. So the thought was I would use the solar panels to charge the power station and then use the power station to charge the cooler. I think that's a little bit, there's too many extra steps there, I feel like, and when I did it last time, I was charging the battery in the cooler via USB-C, and it took forever to do that, and I only got one battery charge throughout an entire day. So I just didn't feel like it was quite as efficient as I wanted it to be, and I didn't have a long enough cord to run to the solar panels, to the power station, to the cooler, and try and charge everything at once. So I decided to pick up the Anker PS100. This is the 100 watt solar panel that Anker makes. Renogy makes one that's similar, but the voltage isn't as high as the Anker is. So that's why I did go with the Anker. Generally, I don't really like the solar panels from Anker. I feel like other companies do it a little bit better, but the problem is Anker kind of like really holds you hostage with the voltages that they like to charge at. Renogy is not as high voltage, so while you can save money, you don't have as much power output. But what really got me to buy the PS100 is that I found it for $180, and so I felt like that was an okay price and a price that I was willing to spend. The Renogy ones are around $150, I think. I'll double check and I'll put a price right here. So that's why I went with the one from Anker. But there is an issue that I noticed with the Renogy and the Anker. This backside is like a cloth type material, and dirt is going to get embedded in there quite a bit. It's going to be very difficult to clean off. And I don't know why they chose to go that route, but that's the route they chose. So what I'm going to try in this video is applying some plasti-dip to the bottom edges to protect it from that dirt, to make it a little bit easier to clean off, and so that I'm not getting dirt elsewhere in my vehicle or camping gear. Try and keep things a little bit more clean. I know dirt's going to inevitably get places from camping gear, but if we can at least keep things a little bit cleaner, I'll be a little bit happier. I will need to tape some edges off because I don't want to get this everywhere. I'm just going to apply it on the edge of the kickstands as well as the edge of the panel. All right, we got it all taped up, and now we got to move it outside, hopefully carefully, because the tape doesn't seem to want to hold perfectly well, and then we can get it sprayed. Well, ideally, you're going to want multiple coats. I might have enough for a second coat, but we'll see. We're going to let this dry. It is nice and sunny in Phoenix, and it's 91 degrees right now, so it should dry pretty quick. So I only had enough for 2 coats. I ran out, and I don't feel like going and getting more. I think I would like to have 3 coats on there, but I think it'll be just fine. There's probably some overspray because the tape didn't lay down completely right here, and around these straps kind of pulled up a little bit. I don't think it's the end of the world. I guess we'll find out once we reveal it. I don't know how well you can see that, but you can see how the plastic is kind of like rubbery. That's just where it is on the tape. When the tape lifts off from here, it seems to be leaving a clean line, at least on the legs. Here's the close-up. I think it came out pretty good. This one doesn't seem to have any overspray around it. Look at that line. The middle has just a little bit of overspray, but nothing that I'm concerned about. And then this one has a little bit of overspray as well, but again, nothing that I am worried about. I was, I don't know, lazy or being dumb. I did not tape these, so I had to take a knife and remove the plasti-dip off from here. Since it's stainless steel, it doesn't stick all that great, so it comes off pretty easily, and it just peels off. Here's the rest of that line. I think this is going to do a nice job of protecting it from getting dirt like embedded in that edge. Kind of wish that they would do this, but I know that would be an extra step and probably extra cost, and they'd probably add, I don't know, since it's Anker, another $300 to it. Here's one of the legs here. I did tape the snap up here because I didn't want to get any on the inside. I figured it would be much harder to get it out of that one. And the other side of the leg. Here's the second leg and the other side of it. I think it turned out pretty good. This would probably wipe right off from there, and it probably will eventually. I'm not going to do anything about it right now. I'm just going to leave it alone, but it'll probably come right off from that snap. Now, what do you guys think? Is this a good DIY project? Do you like having the fabric protected from getting dirt in it, or do you just not care? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this or not, how do you think it turned out? And as I wrap this up, if this is your first time here, I'm a do-it-yourselfer mostly, although my content kind of ranges all over the place. And if you're okay with that, go ahead and subscribe. It does help out the channel, as well as liking this video. It does go a long ways. There'll be links in the description below for different products. That also helps out just a little bit when you use those, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. And also, I did want to mention, I said that I got this from Best Buy. Anker did not send this to me. They are not sponsoring the channel or anything like that, so full transparency. But anyway, we'll just wrap up this video right here. We'll catch you on the next project. See ya.